Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Two Dummies Just Watch, a sports podcast between friends. This is episode number 86. A nice reminder that it's been 40 years since the Mets have won the World Series in 1986. Anyway, I am one of your hosts, Will Hernandez, and I am here with my co host who has survived the winter storm, Mr. Lee J. Perla. Sir, what's going on? I like the new. I feel like you have a new setup here. I'm digging it. What's up?
Soon to be 41 years. Howdy.
Come on, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, so I had the landlord come and get his big mirror that was in this room, and I did some rearranging. Her and I
Okay,
may paint this room again. I'm going to talk to my son and see what color he wants to do. So
gotcha.
this shelf that you see over my, well,
Right
you
shoulder.
guys
Yeah.
looking is my right, you looking at
Yeah.
is my left.
Yes.
Used to be further behind me, obviously, because I sat further away from it. So I
Right.
wanted to see how this would look.
Looks much better.
Um, my plan is to get something a little bigger, not as big as what Eric has,
Yeah, that motherfucker.
because his fucking den is as big as my apartment. So if I got that shit, it'll be like fucking having one of the bookshelves from a library in my fucking in this apartment.
He's making Ric Flair money, so you know.
So
I don't know if that's true or not, but
it's either that or maybe get this. See, the only reason why I don't like the one that's behind me is because, well, I could probably order another one and add to it. I just got to go
yeah,
higher with it.
yeah, maybe a little bit higher. I also feel like you can put like a poster like right in that area. You see where like the Knicks hat is? It
No,
looks like it's a
I had a poster up, but it fell down, so I'll just
oh,
put it up next
gotcha.
time.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, let's yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about going back to the way I had the room before. Um Same thing in the background, but going back to the way I had it originally will give me just more room to maneuver in here. So plus I got the second TV in the living room and now, so I'll have more room in this room if I could put it back to what I used to be. Anyway, um, thanks for joining us on the weekend, the Monday after this huge fucking winter storm. I think the official snow count up here was 15 inches. Sir, what was? Do you know what they were saying down where you guys are? What the
I think the
official?
Bronx got something like maybe 14, 15. I'm not 100% sure. 13 and a half,
Damn,
something. I'm not sure.
gotcha. Yeah, it was. I know a lot of the country. I almost feel like it was more screwed than we were because they were getting a lot of ice storms. I mean, people were losing power. I think I saw something where the damage from this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, like in the billions. Um, so, and that goes to all you morons that were complaining about the snow emergency being declared a little bit too early. Like, it just guys, and we're gonna get into this a little bit later on because we got a little fun Mount Rushmore. But bro, the amount of you got your normal complaining about it's snowing, and I do that. I'm guilty of that. But then you got your fucking people that just don't understand how government works. And I'm not here to like defend the governor of New York because I think everybody's well aware how much I don't care for either side. Republican, Democrat, liberals, conservatives, you guys all suck at the end of the day. But there's a reason why these governors declare states of emergency because it cuts through the bureaucracy of getting more funds to buy more salt or like more snow shovels and shit like that. And Hackle's got her her Facebook page, and they announced the state of emergency, and everybody's got to put their 2 cents about their political stuff. It's like, bro, this is not the time, man. There's a reason why they do this stuff, especially to get like federal funds later. If you don't declare a state of emergency and you try to get federal funds after the fact, the federal government might like They might deny your request. So like there are reasons why they do this. But
let's forget about all those reasons. It's just common
yes.
sense. You have to
Well, that's right.
whether it happens or not. If they, people like the weatherman and all these things that you have in the sky, reading the weather and all of that. Once something comes in, it's got to be said. Because if they don't tell you, then you're gonna bitch about that.
Right, exactly. You'll complain about that. Yes, you're absolutely right.
So
and
go away.
Yeah, no, seriously. And I just wanna for the people that are complaining, just let you know how many other states declared state of emergencies. Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. I'm almost positive, and I know Texas is for a fact a Republican governor. The majority of those states are Republican governors. So it don't matter. Right or left, stop, please.
You should be more bothered when they don't say anything.
Right, yes, yeah, exactly.
And like me, it takes me 2.5 hours to get from your house to my house, which I clearly bitched about.
Yes, right.
And they didn't declare a state of emergency, but they should have known it was going to hit bad enough for that to happen to me.
Yeah.
For those that are familiar with upstate New York and the Newburgh area, it should never take you 2.5 hours, even in a snowstorm, to get to one of the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
okay?
to the Bronx.
To the Bronx, which is probably one of the closest borough. It's just probably the closest borough to Newburgh and, governing towns. 2.5 hours. That's all I'll say.
That ride is probably like an hour and 15 minutes.
About an hour. For me, it's about an hour and 8 minutes, to be precise, with no traffic.
There you go. Gotcha. So there you go. So yeah, guys, please, enough. Thankfully, we didn't lose any power. But sir, speaking of power, I know you've had some issues with your friends over at Con Ed lately. So and I know some people have been invested in this ongoing story with Con Edison. So please share your latest.
I know Eric from Massachusetts,
yes. The other Eric, right?
Hopefully he's still listening.
Oh, he does.
He always
he
does. He always checked in with Liz and and Rob and all of that, and asked questions through them to me because he was concerned about certain things I've brought up. And you know what? They're not Con Edison no more. They're Mob Edison.
Mob Edison.
They operate like the mob.
Holy shit. So bad.
So the same incident came up again. I was talking to the landlord last week, and just like I brought this up, I guess a couple of months ago, when my neighbor texted me asking me about a $250 hit that he got on his bill about paying for the services that were provided to us, because they did us a fucking favor for something they messed up, and the sidewalk that they had to break up.
Yes.
And that they were essentially charging per apartment. And then on top of that, charging the landlord a $1,500 fee for God knows what.
It's ridiculous.
And I said, let me go down a rabbit hole of net worth. Right or wrong, whatever, I know it's close. So whatever Google said, it's close.
No, it is. Yeah.
These guys are worth billions and billions and billions of dollars, this company. Mind you, and I understand they could charge whatever they want because they're the only ones that provide the 5 boroughs with electricity and whatever else. So I understand that.
Which is fucked.
But so you're fucked 2 ways from Sunday. But with that being said, don't threaten cutting stuff off for a $200 payment that you missed out on because you broke up the sidewalk for a pipe that was messed up on your end for, we're talking about double-digit years, as far as it was told to me. So don't blame the landlord. Oh, we stopped by. We're charging you a fee for not. Listen, people got shit to do. You just pop up and out whenever you want, leaving warnings on people's doors. That's not the way you do business, especially when you have tenants in a building that he's providing, roofs for.
Yeah.
It's bad business. But it goes back to what I just said two seconds ago. They're the king. And when I tell people, when people actually want to have an argument with me with saying, I don't understand why there's only Verizon and there's not only Spectrum or whatever. Do you know what would happen if there was no other companies?
There's no competition. Yeah.
There's no competition out there. Forget about it. Your phone bill will be like $2,000 if you're lucky. Your cable bill would be like $5,000. You need competition, and these my people right here, the Godfathers of New York City, explain that to you. I'm telling you, man. Listen, it hasn't come on our bill yet because trust me, she'd be fuming and she'd call those people.
Yeah.
It's just to make threats about cutting stuff off when you could have, when essentially you should be paying for that. That's how I look at it.
No, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking about $200 lost in a pool of $13 billion.
Right.
You can't even find that $200.
Yeah.
And then you're going to charge each apartment. The landlord even said, he said, if they were supposed to charge anybody, they just should have charged me.
Exactly.
And I would have paid the building because it's my house.
Yeah,
Respect to him.
Point. Yeah.
So he told I think he told a neighbor if they got, if it came out of his bill, just to let him know, and then he'll just take it off his rent. So he's trying to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't have to come down to this because these guys are money hungry. And, they walk around here like Billy Badass. Fuck off. You guys are pieces of shit. And I hope you fucking get electrocuted.
And to make matters even worse, they recently raised the price. It was a price hike.
Yeah, 9% or some shit. The state, of course, the state's gonna pay.
And it's the state does it. Right.
Yes. You're having one big orgy.
Yeah.
At the mob's house.
Right. Which is ridiculous.
You're having one big orgy. Get out of here. Take a walk. All you guys can take a walk. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Come turn off the lights. Fuck it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Do whatever. You guys do whatever you want anyway. So who cares?
Thankfully, we don't have Con Ed up here. But I mean, it's not like it's much better. Now, granted, I don't think my electric bill gets higher than like $70 a month. Even during the summertime, it's probably like maybe at most 100 because of the AC. But they're still, they still do hikes up here.
And it's not even based on your apartment or your usage. It's an average based
right,
off
that's
the meter reading.
Yeah.
So you could go on vacation for a month and you could still have a bill for God knows what based on the average of the building.
Right.
On how much they ran the AC in the summertime or how much they ran the electric heaters in the wintertime. So whatever, man. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Have fun.
It's funny you mentioning that competition thing, and I'll tell you one place that it was a big deal, and I'll tell you why it matters, because that's a stupid thing for people to say about the phone thing, why they're different ones. Living in Boston where I was, and you know this, there are so many students. It's a university town, and I was smacking between Boston University and Boston College. There were 5, I count them, 5 internet providers in that area. I have never in my life had that many options. Maybe the most 3. Like up here, it's Spectrum and Verizon, right?
Yeah, I think that's all we have.
Yeah, and then you could probably get if you want to pay for the DirecTV, get their satellite option. But in Massachusetts, in that area, you had Verizon, you had Comcast, you had something called Astound, Astound, and there were 2 other smaller companies. And because of that, bro, I think I got the Astound one because it was one of the cheaper options. And according to everything I read, it had the best internet. But the reason why that's able to happen is because they're all competing for those students. So they're going to try to put the price as cheap as possible while also trying to make it like a good service. So that's the reason why, if true competition existed, you would have more people able to supply electricity to New York City. But you kind of get fucked in that way. So it sucks. All right. Just a reminder, if you're new here, and the reason I say that is because I feel like we're gaining traction. And the reason I say that is because we had a fair number of downloads just today for last week's episode. And I noticed I've been trying to be better at posting a whole episode on YouTube. That actually got like 65 views. So, that's it's a lot better than what we usually do for full episodes on there. So if you're new here, know that the audio version of this podcast comes out every Tuesday morning, each and every week. on the podcast platform of your choice, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever else might be out there, or on a lot of them. The YouTube video, I would say, probably comes out before Friday. Last week I put it out on Thursday. So if you prefer the YouTube version for whatever reason, for people who have YouTube Plus, you don't get any ads on that, which is very nice. So keep that in mind, but please subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice, because you get the episodes automatically. And yeah, we actually got a subscriber on YouTube this week, so people are paying attention. If you want to email the show, Two Dummies Sports Podcast, and that's a two, the number two Dummies Sports Podcast at gmail.com. And I would say the one final reminder is that we are on Instagram and, of course, YouTube. And those are probably our two most, active accounts. We are on X and Facebook, but I would say if you're going to follow us, do it on Instagram or YouTube. All right.
Hold on real quick.
Yes.
Before we jump into it, I wanted to talk about stupid people real quick. Before I forgot. Because I was,
there are a lot of them out there.
I was browsing the internet and I saw something that came up, and the reason why I read it was because I watched this the first time. Anyway, I'll say this. Do you know who Alex Honnold is? Honnold.
Honnold. I do not.
Does Free Solo sound familiar to you?
No, it does not.
Okay, so real quick, he's a person. From what I got to know him from, I actually saw it on Apple. It was because they were doing it for free at the time. I had, I think, an iPhone. Anyway, so he climbed, I'm not mistaken, El Capitan, which I think is in Yosemite.
Okay.
Free Solo because he doesn't use any. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like climbing
clips. It's just free. He's just climbing himself, right?
So this is the guy who just
no ropes, no nothing.
Right. So this is the guy who just did it for Netflix, the Netflix special.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
He 101, I think, floor or whatever skyscraper in Taipei
without any equipment, right?
Saturday Night Live on Netflix.
Yes.
You know, they ran it and did it live, right?
Right.
So I came across this thing where he's complaining because his paycheck was embarrassing. Somewhere in the low six figures, something. I think he said something like that. Here's my thing. Call me what you want. I don't really give a shit. I don't want to pay you for your stupidity. Listen, it's cute. The first time you did it, I watched it. Because I was fascinated by, I feel like that's a one-time thing. You watch it, you do it once, you succeeded, you should move on with your life. If you get lucky enough to rob a bank, you shouldn't rob another one. You should take all the money you fucking robbed, and you should move on with your life. So apparently he's complaining about this paycheck of whatever money. I'm trying to find the exact figures. I couldn't find it, but Mr. Beast was complaining on his behalf.
Oh, God. I hate that guy.
I'm just trying to figure out how much is it worth, because your dumbass decides to climb the side of a building with no ropes or nothing.
I wonder if he thinks that they don't value his life enough, because he could have died, right? I mean, it's on live TV. You're dead. If he slept, he's dead, right?
And you know what sells? Stupidity.
Right, sure.
And reality sells. Netflix knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
So unless it was in your contract an exact amount, you signed off on it, that's your fault.
Yes.
Or
that's true.
They could have said, let's base it on what kind of viewership we get.
Yes, right, exactly.
Now, if the viewership is low and they said, you know what? Listen, guy, we prove it to you. These are the numbers. This is all we can give you. That's not on them either. That's on you. At the end of the day, you don't have anything else better to do with your time than to climb 101 skyscraper for like the fun of it or the rush or that whatever hell you want to call it.
It's a daredevil, man.
Great. You know what happens to all daredevils?
They
dot 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 dot. We all could fill in the dot 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 dot.
Eventually, right?
Like, listen. God bless you. God bless America. But stop complaining for being stupid. You don't get paid for being stupid.
So I guess the only devil's advocate thing I could say to that whole thing, because I like to do this, look at the other side of it. I can see him being because of the value of his life, but then, like, to your point, it's like, bro, this is the contract you signed. At the end of the day, talk to your agent. I'm sure he has an agent, right?
No, he has. He should have an agent.
He probably has somebody
and it should have been
representing him.
negotiated somehow, some way.
Right.
It's like some people have him. Like, my opinion right now of this person, this guy, is the same opinion of people have about people that play sports.
Yeah.
Let's say football. That's dangerous. If you
Yeah.
get hurt or whatever, you're stupid. That's on you. But you
That's
signed
on
the
you.
contract worth this much money. Don't
Yeah.
complain. It's the same thing. I just don't see how climbing is your choice to start at the bottom and try to get to the top with no ropes. That's the part in my mind that doesn't equate to any sport. Take that off the table.
Oh, no, it definitely doesn't. Yeah.
Because he's in the very small percentage of people that live in that world.
Yeah.
And I think even on that first show he had called Free Solo, where I think, like I said, it's called El Capitan, if I'm not mistaken, in Yosemite. I think they did like a documentary of it. I don't remember how long it was. Maybe it was just a movie. But he was also talking about how many people tried to do this and they died.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because you do have to talk about that's part of it.
It is in Yosemite. Yes.
Right. Yeah. See, Yosemite. Yeah. So that's part of it. I don't know. I just don't think it's very intelligent to do something like that.
But you know what?
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what the thing is, they don't look at it. They don't look at it that way.
Sure, they don't. Sure, they don't. But
yeah,
it's not like, however this came about, whether this been, talking about between Netflix and him for years, and they finally came to an agreement to this building in Taipei. Like you said, your agent, that's what your agent's for. So did he do a bad job or did Netflix do a bad job? Because it's not like you did that and then Netflix said, here's a $20 check, go home. Or here's $100 check, go home. Something had to be written up.
Yeah.
I covered everybody in the worst case scenario or in the best case scenario.
My guess is that he has an agent.
I would say he does.
Because you don't negotiate something like this on by yourself. Because if he considered himself like an extreme athlete, they have like representation, So
that's what I would.
It's
the only other way I can see it is if he signed the contract for a certain amount of money, it did better than they thought, and now he's asking for more.
Right.
At the end of the day, you signed the contract, so that's their argument.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look a little. Like I said, this was a quick. I saw this before we hopped on, and I just found it funny.
Yeah, I wonder if because they do like they track. They're able to track now. They have like the streaming charts, right? About what shows do what, how they do well, how they do on each of these services now. So it might be too soon. What are we? Because it's happened on Saturday, right? It's already Monday. It might be too soon to figure out like the numbers for that, but I'll be curious to see.
They promoted it. It was one of the first things you see when you put on Netflix in the last couple weeks.
Oh, really?
Streaming live Saturday. It was right there. Big picture of it. Just like Amazon does with the football.
Right.
Bang, right there.
Gotcha.
Ask me if I watched it.
You did?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not.
Oh, you didn't watch
the
it?
First one, the free solo one. The first one he did, which was whatever year that was. I wasn't interested. Again, I feel like that's a one-time thing, and I don't want to watch you climb something else again without a rope.
Yeah,
it's the same shit.
They probably made it seem like oh my God. You want to hear something funny?
Oh boy.
We just got a text from somebody in the building.
Oh boy.
Apparently the plow guy. Apparently the plow guy is having a hard time getting up the driveway. Because it's so slippery. You know, you see my driveway.
What is he fucking driving with? A Honda Civic?
Bro, I saw he's got a fucking pickup truck. So the landlord said we're getting individuals to come break down the snow so the plow can get up the driveway. Holy fuck, bro.
He's lucky I don't live in that building. You better get your minions that you hire to go break down that snow.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't pay rent to go help you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, because somebody was. This is a completely different topic, but it's worth talking about. Here's the thing. I had to fucking email the guy because we were out of salt.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, where's the salt?
He should be prepared for this.
Right.
Don't call me when I'm in my toasty apartment, relaxing to come break snow down because
I'm not doing that.
Some guy's truck, which I find it very hard to believe, can't get up a little hill.
I was watching it before. I'm like,
what I'm saying is, if you had the proper equipment, something's not full. Like my landlord has a pickup truck. Eric has a pickup truck. They would be able to get up that hill, no matter.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
Agree. Yeah,
so what kind of pickup truck do you have? One of these old little red ones from back in 1980? It's a pickup truck, but it's very small. And you went around the corner, found some guy that was cheap. Oh yeah, can you come do my driveway? Come on, dude. Because you were trying to pinch pennies. Go away.
Oh my God. By the way, one thing I did want to bring up before we get into it, and I want to get your opinion on this, because we talked about this streaming service shit before. So UFC's now on Paramount Plus, right?
Paramount Plus, yes.
Yeah, and I know you don't watch UFC, but I think you can give an opinion on this, because this is something that has come up with WWE on Netflix and other them showing sports on these services. And did you read anything? Did you read anything about like the presentation of the UFC on Paramount? Have you seen anything?
I probably did, but if I'm not interested in something, I forget about it that quick. Maybe if you bring it up, maybe I saw it.
So somebody in the post fight, it was a great pay-per-view, by the way. If you're really into that shit, it was actually your brother probably watched it. Because I know he's into UFC.
Yeah, he's into that shit.
So a reporter asked Dana White in the post-conference, the post-fight thing about the ads. There were a lot of fucking ads during the show. And the thing was, and I'll be curious to see what your brother says about this. They were showing the ads at times when originally, like back in the day, back when it was like a pay-per-view, right? You had to order it on pay-per-view. You would never see an ad.
Because you paid the pay-per-view price, and that was it.
Exactly. So walking to the ring, you didn't see the entrance music, and people love that. Like, people love that shit. They want to hear the music. Whatever artist that they're using for their walkout music. Look at Conor McGregor back in the day. He was always using Biggie Smalls' Notorious. So that was one part of it. Then you know how they do this in UFC, well, even in boxing too. Between the rounds, they bring like the microphone and you hear the coach talking to the fighter and whatnot. So they were showing ads during most of those moments. So you don't get to hear any of the like strategy that's happening in between the rounds, especially during a title fight. That was the last fight. So a reporter asked him about this situation. I'm going to bring it up because I texted this to Eric. He doesn't watch UFC, but because the same company owns both UFC and WWE, this has been a problem that, money hungry fucking the company, TKO is what they call. So here's what I texted Eric. I said, someone did ask Dana White last night during a post-event press conference about the ads. He basically said it's $8.99 a month and they have to make money somehow. Which was what I was going to say. Yeah. So on some level, I get that. I do understand that. I just think, and he said he was going to go back and watch the show. Because like I said, the ad placements were odd. I just think you probably shouldn't be showing ads during moments that people are like looking forward to, whether it's like the entrance music or the in between the rounds. Now the problem is that doesn't leave you with a lot of other options.
No, I was about to say there's no ads. These events don't have commercials.
Yeah, they don't. Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you're not going to show an ad when the actual fight's going on.
Right. Yeah.
So do you rather have the ad included during the fight, or you rather have the ad included during the strategy part? You don't really need the strategy part. His trainer telling him whatever. it doesn't matter to the viewer. That okay? Are you interested in that? Sure, but it doesn't matter to you. You're just
Yeah,
watching the fight for the fight.
right.
So unless they start adding commercials during Paramount Plus, which they're probably trying to avoid, this is something you're gonna have to deal with. Also, we're just looking at it as, let's say for yourself, as $8.99. What about somebody like me that I know this is also a T-Mobile offering. T-Mobile also that, so you offers that, so
Mhm.
you get a discount through them. So
Right.
imagine people through T-Mobile that take them up on their offer, so they're paying less than $8.99.
Yeah, so they got to pay the difference.
And then what about myself, who I get more than 50% off because I'm ex-military. So I think I
Right.
pay like $2.99 for Paramount Plus.
Yeah. It's a pretty good fucking deal.
So you're not granted $8.99, but there's a lot of people that are not paying $8.99
Right, exactly.
that are paying less than half of that.
Mhm.
So, and UFC, it's not long enough to add commercials to where it's going to be profitable. What do you got in between a minute and then the total fight is what,
That's
4
about it.
rounds?
Yeah. Well, you got 3 minutes. No, they're 5-minute rounds. They're 5-minute rounds.
See, it's not there's not enough time in between to show even maybe one commercial.
They probably could show one commercial. Then they did. They did actually.
So they're in a tough position. I mean, unless people are willing to pay, let's say double that, I don't think they are. I don't think Paramount Plus is in a phase of where they offer enough stuff to every demographic, whether it be children, adults, middle-aged, teenagers, to say, you know what, we could take the chance. Let's charge $17.99 and let's see what happens. Nah, you start trying to mess in the realm of Netflix, you're gonna lose.
Well, that's the thing. If they would have, because they were trying to buy HBO Max. So if they would have bought HBO Max, I can guarantee you that subscription to Paramount Plus would have shot
Oh
up.
yeah, that's different because now you're offering uh, a combo.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So you're not going to pay as much as HBO Max on its own, and not the same price. But they're going to come and combine it to where you're finding some middle ground. But you're going to get a discount for having two,
Mhm.
which is what all these streaming services are trying to do.
Right.
So you're going to have to suck it up, and just watch
Yeah.
the fight, deal with the ads, and unless you guys are willing to, if that goes up, me not liking the UFC, and they went up to $6.99. Let's say somebody that gets a discount, I go to, let's say, I'm just making numbers up, to $10.99, I'm out. Even
Yeah.
if I get a military discount, I'm out.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they up the price at some point. I think they will.
They just did. It was the regular price of Paramount was, I think, $6.99. They just
so
upped it to $8.99 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, interesting. Well, let's see what happens because it just started. Saturday was the first one. Now I'll be curious. There's another event on Saturday, this Saturday, because they're going to be in Australia. It's at night, which means it's whatever time in the afternoon in Australia. So I'll be curious within a week because Dana White said it's Paramount's the one that's producing the show in a way. They're the ones determining like where the commercials. It's not UFC. So, and he said they've been a great partner so far. So I don't know if there'll be any. I'm gonna try to watch it on Saturday because what the fuck else am I gonna go? I'm gonna be fucking snowed in. So I'll be curious to see if there are any changes on Saturday. And
Remember back in the days, people used to bitch about the pay-per-view too. Too much money, too much.
Right, yeah.
So
yeah,
like I said before, everybody just likes to complain.
Listen, the fact that it's on Paramount and I pay the whatever, now I'm going to watch them because it's not $80. You know what I mean? I can deal with the commercials.
You got to pick a side.
Right. No, I agree. I definitely agree. Okay. Jesus. 35 minutes on bullshit. It's all good though.
People like bullshit.
Okay, Mets. I was wondering where to start this week because there are so many different ways to start this, and we actually have a lot of ground to cover. Man, I tell you, it's if for people who have listened to this podcast, kind of the saga of the Mets from, I mean, all of last season into the offseason, into early January, and we're 2 weeks away from spring training. uh, starting. And, after weeks of questioning the direction of the Mets this offseason, we, at least in the short term, which I think there's a key differentiator there, we have a more clear view of what this team is going to look like heading into Port St. Lucie. So the big thing was on the day that the Mets introduced Bo Bichette at Citi Field, they finally got that top line number one starter, and they traded for Freddy Peralta from the Milwaukee Brewers. And, this happened after we went off the air last week. And Lee J was quick to point out the trade included the right-handed pitcher Tobias Myers, who, as Lee J rightfully, said, could end up being a steal because guess what? The Mets control him through the 2030 season. He's cheap and he's flexible. He can pitch out of the bullpen, and he's been a spot starter. So, me being the smartass that I am, because I love to troll Eric and Lee J about the odds. I'm always looking at the betting odds. Right now, the Mets are now favored to win the NL East. And we went from the 7th best odds to win the World Series up one to the 6th best odds to win the World Series. And they are considered one of the favorites to get to the World Series. Now, I just want to quickly go over the names that got added. Got the whole list here. Marcus Semien came over from the Brandon Nimmo trade. Devin Williams, closer, to replace Edwin Diaz. Jorge Polanco, who is now, don't know where the hell he's going to play. Maybe DH. Luke Weaver, former Yankees reliever. Obviously, we talked about Bo Bichette. The elusive Luis Robert Jr. And I want to have a conversation about that, man, because that also happened after we stopped recording. Freddy Peralta and Tobias Myers. Luis Garcia to add depth. Then they traded for the infielder Vidal Bruján. And then the latest thing was signing Craig Kimbrel to a minor league deal with an invite to Major League camp in a couple of weeks. Sir, is this whole... I'm dying to hear what you have to say, because this whole idea that the Mets are suddenly the favorites, and this is not me saying this is Vegas saying this, to win the NL East. What do you think about that? At the end of the day,
I'm going to try to start positive.
Okay.
Because, me, my views are not as the same as everyone else's, especially the ones I'm listening on the radio and everywhere on social media and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
They could win the NL East. That's all fine and dandy. Fine and dandy, excuse me. When you do stuff like this, to me, the Mets have to win the World Series this year. They have to.
That's fair.
And I'll keep it very simple, and let's just relate it to another sport.
I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
If the Knicks made a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, no matter who they gave up, because this is essentially what you do at the trade deadline, is just you're going to have him for the whole year. So you traded for a guy that is on the last year of his contract because you think of X.
Yes.
And I told you, oh shit, just in, breaking news, the Knicks trade for Antetokounmpo. What would you tell me? The Knicks have to blank.
Yeah, they gotta win the championship this year.
That's it.
No excuses. Excuses are done. Out the window.
So, in the moment that we are in here, being the 2026 season, the trade that was made is fine. I'm not mad at the trade. Anything like that. I don't have any angry emotions about the trade in the moment for the year.
Right.
Now let me pivot. This man, Mr. I still refuse to say his name. Ever since he got here, and you know me, I don't believe in coincidence, and I say that to say this. Ever since he got here, he was big on not trading prospects, holding on to prospects, whatever with the prospects. This was his thing. He builds farm systems. This is what he does well, and he brings them up. all of a sudden we're just throwing away prospects. Not throwing them away, but now they're included in deals. And the coincident part I mentioned is because I feel like everybody that we were linked to that we didn't get, now we're getting other pieces that we weren't linked to. And now players are being given up. Plays that he wouldn't have not considered giving up before because he showed that. He didn't want to give up anybody for Crochet. He didn't want to give up anybody for he's not a pitcher, but the guy from Red Sox, Duran. He was part of it. Right? No trades were done with him. There's another pitcher I'm thinking of, and I can't think of his name right now. I know I should have wrote it down. Anyway, it'll come to me. If I remember, I'll let you know. Listen, I'm not a big believer in prospects. You already know how I feel about that. But this was coming from him, right? My brother was like, maybe he preferred Tong to go. I kind of agree with that just because of what he showed last year. I would feel a lot better if you traded for Peralta and then you gave him a contract. But he hasn't shown that with anyone. He doesn't give out contracts, long-term contracts to pitchers, which is why I said the World Series part. If they don't win the World Series and any of these guys have a very, very good year, they're not coming back. And the players that have play options and they have a bad year, they're coming back. So it's not like it makes us any better.
Long term. Yeah.
It's not even really short term. It's 1 year. Short term to me is 1 year and another year. 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
None of these guys here except for Robert. And if he has a bad year, he'll be gone by July. You think they could still play him even with his good defense if he's batting 175 with 3 home runs and 20 RBIs mid-June? They can't.
Probably not.
Right? So Bichette has a great year. He's going to leave. Peralta has a great year. He's going to leave. So right now, a lot of these players, I'm thinking, they say, you're right. New York Mets, you want to bring me in here for 1 year at a boatload of money? I'm going to show myself. I'm going to get the better contract for someone else. Thank you for letting me use you for a year. I'm out. Peace. And now we got to start over again. I just feel better if this was more years or just like he re-signed with us or something like that.
I'm trying to think of the best way. Yeah, you're right about the whole thing with Peralta, and I definitely agree with that. But I have read rumblings that the plan is to offer him a long-term deal, whether it's going to be in season or they're going to wait it out. I think you have to do that. I mean, think about what this guy has done the past the past couple of years, and maybe the whole fact that it is David Stern's connection with Peralta that does give the Mets a leg up in the whole negotiations, but we shall see. But no, I knew where you were going with this whole argument because you're right. It fixes the issues for this year. But what happens if we're at this again next year? Because look, I'm looking at the guys now. Polanco's going to be there, right? Simeon's going to be there next year. Luis Robert's going to be there next year. Devin Williams will be there. Luke Weaver's going to be there. So you actually have guys that are going to be there 2 to 3 years. But the big gun.
But who's the superstar? There's no superstar.
Well, you got Soto.
These guys who?
You still have Soto and Lindor.
No, I'm not. Those guys I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the guys now that we just bought in here. Soto and Lindor. That's who they are. I'm talking about the guys we bought in this year. They're not superstars. They're not superstars. You need something to solidify what's around you and not let me bring in a bunch of guys that are okay and then see what happens and put them at new positions and see what happens. With the Peralta thing, you want to wait it out, blah, blah, blah. I see that to a point, but there's a point where this last couple of years, us waiting and giving people 1 year contracts, they got toasted because they don't want to re-sign these people. And then the big bad wolf comes in and takes these players from you because they offer more money that you're not willing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody comes in at the end of the year and offers Peralta $10 million more, I don't care how much more well known he's known with Stearns. He's not coming back.
I agree. I just don't think you would have been able to offer Peralta a long-term deal because of just the economics of the sport and especially about what's happening right now too. I think that's another factor. That's there is gonna be a lockout, guys, after this coming season. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And I think that's gonna have an effect on what happens going forward with some of these long-term deals. So
even though the people are going to still sign long-term deals, and whoever's offered a long-term deal before the lockout happens, they're going to take it. Because of the lockout.
Right.
So if you're not there standing in line, you're going to get fucked. So when the lockout's over, you're fucked. It's over. I'm being a pessimist, and I don't really care.
No, I
try to see the optimism sometimes, but to me, there's still, you could say for this year, but there's still no clarity on how does these 1-year deals work when it hasn't been proven yet. And real quick, for everybody on the radio, you see on social media, everybody needs to apologize his turns now. No. You know what I'm going to just like I told him he could F off, I'm going to tell you you could F off too. It makes no sense. It's just 1 year. We're in the moment. I'm accepting it for 1 year. The Mets, and oh my God, I forgot to mention this last week. Well, this week because it happened Friday, I believe.
Yes.
No one's saying that he's bringing these guys in that the Mets should go to the World Series. No. You're bringing these guys in just to make the playoffs? That's unacceptable. Yeah, especially on a 1 year. You have to do better than that.
Yeah.
So if you want me to win the World Series, the Mets have to at least make it to the World Series.
To make it. I agree with that. It's a lot of pressure.
I'm sorry.
I agree.
There's nothing. I don't care I don't even care if they win the NL East. That's all for banner hanging. No one cares about that. You know who cares about that? Losers. Make it to the World Series, and hopefully you could win the World Series. Because the team that everybody's angry at for operating a certain way added more players.
By the way,
got better. If you want to even say that.
On that point, it's funny you bring that up because I saw this argument on social media in the aftermath of the Peralta trade, and let me see if you agree with this. That the fact that the Brewers, a small market team, traded Peralta knowing that they don't have the money to sign him, that is worse than the Dodgers doing what they do. Because again, you're just, this is the issue that we see. Remember the whole Moneyball situation, right? What did the A's do for years? They got as much as they could out of these guys, and then when it came to to pay them, guess what? I mean, look at Barry Zito. That's like the prime example of that whole situation. Is that a fair argument?
I ask you this: can other teams operate the same way that the Dodgers are operating?
Yes.
Okay, that answered that question. That takes that off the table. Did you see where I went with that? I don't have to explain it. That takes that off the table. Now, if I'm the Brewers, right?
Yes.
I saw what Sproat did in a small dosage last year for the Mets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but I could see his potential.
Yes.
Why am I going to spend? Yes, Peralta's done well for them, but he may leave at the end of the year, no matter what I offer him, because he just wants to leave Milwaukee. He wants a bigger market.
Yeah, that's true.
So why don't I just trade Peralta, bring in Sproat, who I control for more amount of years, who's younger, and I see the potential because at least the Mets showed me that last year, and he showed me that last year when he had the opportunity. And that gets rid of that. Have a nice day.
I tell you what, there's a lot of potential with Jed Williams as well. And guys, I don't want to hear... Listen, I don't want to fucking hear it if next year Jet Williams comes up.
No, I know where you're going. Not to interrupt
turns
you.
In a Pete Crow
I wanted to say this real quick too.
Yeah.
For all the because now you're hearing the people that are the Stearns, they're on his side. Their knee pad say one says David and the other knee pad says Stearns. For those people, you battered and abused the Mets when they gave up Pete Crow Armstrong for Javier Baez.
Yeah, and Stearns wasn't even there,
right?
By the way.
And guess what? We still hear about that trade today, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't hear nothing about them getting rid of Kelenic, right? We don't talk about that one.
Yeah,
in order to get Diaz, because he sucks.
Right, yeah.
My point is,
God, I forgot about
enough. Enough is enough. Get over it. Get over it. Because now if Jet Williams becomes who they think he is, or Sprout, oh, Stearnsy had to do that. If you're gonna do, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about Pete Crow Armstrong anymore. I really don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The next Met fan that I don't know and brings that up to me, I'm gonna smack him.
And here's the thing with that whole thing: is like they say it all the time. If there's something you really need or want, you're gonna have to give up value for it. That's just the way this works. So I don't want to hear it next year. If fucking Sprout's the rookie of the year, I don't want to hear it because
like I said, for every Armstrong, there's a Kelenic.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Who we haven't heard from him, but people bitched about him.
Yes. I agree.
And remember it too. Your precious little boy traded Gilbert for Rogers. Granted, we don't know what Gilbert is yet, but he was a big prospect for the Mets. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it anymore.
And when Gilbert started playing well, guess what? People were complaining about that.
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your golden boy, the golden child. I don't want to hear it. I don't. I'm done with that argument. It's stupid. It really makes no sense. You have to give up something to get something if you're just trying to win something in the moment. That's how trades work.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's it. That's the bottom line. That's what it comes down to. So, yeah, I don't know. You're not going to be here for our spring training episode because you're going to be in. By the way, I'm going to applaud you right now for taking this trip when you are because, God, I need to get out of this cold, brother. Like, oh my God. How long are you guys going to be down there for?
I think like 6 days or something.
Okay. Perfect timing. Oof. Good Lord. Anyway, we will talk about, I got to talk to Larry. Happy birthday, Larry. Today's his birthday.
There you go. Have a drink, Larry.
I want to have Larry on for that episode. We'll do like a spring training preview. We'll have the Mets talk about the Mets, talk about the Yankees, and talk about MLB overall. So that's going to be coming in a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Real quick too.
Yes.
I don't know if you was going to go to it, but you're right too. I want to go on this real quick because we were talking about this 2 years ago when it didn't happen, and then I got over it.
What are we talking about?
When did Luis Robert Jr. become Willie Mays?
Oh, we didn't. Yes. Okay. Let's. Okay. I
didn't want to go past that.
No, we shouldn't. I don't.
Out of all these signings and stuff, that's the one. And you got to ask Eric too, because we were going back and forth in the thread while you were busy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's all over social media. It's all over everywhere.
I don't get it either. I just don't. Is okay. Let's pull it up because I want to see.
Because 2 years ago, right? We're going on 2 years that we started this. We were talking about him.
This is the second year we were talking about.
And I felt like know what, a change of scenery at that time would help him.
Yeah.
But here we are 2 years later, and he's still dog shit.
We were talking about this in the summer of 2024. That's how long this goes back to. That's how long they've been talking about this dude.
And he got worse. The 2 years have been bad.
Now, but here's the thing. I'm curious about his, and I know we can roll our eyes, whatever you want, but I do want to see his defensive metrics because
he's a good defensive player. I don't need to see that to show that. But with that being said, what does your glove do for us as fans when you get up with the bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth?
I agree.
You can't come in with a key hit
yes.
to win a game for the Mets.
Yeah.
And you're the one that's up to bat. What does your defense do for us as fans or for the team that you're playing for?
Bro, by the way, this dude's been playing since he was like 15. He was on the fucking Cuban national team.
Oh, maybe he's tired.
Maybe he is.
Maybe he's tired.
I'm trying to see. I don't want to be that guy.
The biggest number that everyone ever talks about is OPS, correct? It's
For somebody like him, it should be OPS.
it's in the toilet. I sent the numbers to you, and then what did you say? Oh, sounds like kind of like Tyrone Taylor, and then I made the other joke.
Yeah,
It's true though.
his career OPS is 767. Not great. His career on base percentage, whoa. You want to know what it is?
I think it's like I don't remember. Go ahead.
It's 313.
Oh, three. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was like
Awful.
low threes, which is kind of low
It's
threes.
fucking terrible. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't.
But they're telling me he could get on base and steal bases for you. Not if he's not on base. Where you gonna steal him from the dugout?
Let's yeah. What the fuck? Let's go back because I'm on baseballreference.com. I'm trying to see what his on base percentage was. So in last year, God, this guy's got so many fucking this baseball reference. Come on, I don't need to see his what he did in the fucking Dominican League.
Yeah, who
In
cares?
2016. Are you kidding me?
When he wasn't even wearing shoes.
His on base percentage last year was 297. Oh my lord,
Yeah, I sent you those numbers. That was a little. I just kept it to on base and the OPS.
bro! His OPS the past few years 319, 315, 278
Is that OPS or is that on base?
on base.
Oh no, I thought you said OPS. That's why. It
Oh
sounded like
no,
you
I'm
said OPS.
sorry. Okay, on base percentage. Let me get back to the microphone here. Last year, it's 297. 2024, I got my finger on the screen here because it's just so confusing to look at. 278. But he was also hurt.
Yeah,
But
he
that
was
still
hurt too.
doesn't
He
matter.
gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
He gets hurt a lot.
So in 2023, his on base percentage was
I think that was his last.
315.
I think that was his last. Was it 23 or 22? Was it his last decent year? I think he had like 80 RBIs,
Dude,
maybe
his
20
yes,
something home runs.
2023, yeah.
2020.
He
Yeah,
had
he's talking about
80
almost 3 years ago.
RBIs. He had 38 home runs.
Yeah,
What the
yep.
fuck?
Yep, and then he just.
Now, could it be just the injuries that
But that's-
contributed to that?
But that's not an excuse. That's even
No,
worse.
no.
that he keeps
Yes,
getting
no,
hurt.
no. I get you. I get what you're saying. I'm trying to see how many stolen bases he had because that's a big deal now. You know the Mets stolen bases. He only had 20. Doesn't really steal a lot of bases. He had 33 last year.
He also really doesn't get on base. So I guess the times he is on base, he takes advantage.
Yeah, he does.
I
don't know.
I know. I feel better with this move when we started talking about it. You don't let 2 years pass and his numbers
In
just get worse.
2024, yeah.
And this is when you decide to pull. To be honest with you, I'd rather have had it be given like I don't know if he would have taken it, but like Bader 2 years for like 25 million or something like that.
You know, he just signed with the Giants, right? Did you see that?
I did not.
Yeah, he signed with the Giants. Let's
How
see
much
what
did
that-
they give him?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
I'm gonna guess 2 for 30.
By the way, here's why. You know why they're making a big deal about Robert? 2 years for 20 and a half. 2-year contract, 20.5 million. I would have given
20
that. Yeah, that's easy money for the Mets.
Yeah, and Robert's making this year. He's making 20. He doesn't deserve to make 20.
No,
But then again, he
doesn't.
did sign a
But that's on the
a team
Red
friendly
Sox.
contract,
Yeah.
whatever, from when it was blah blah
Right.
blah. I don't know. I would have rather have
Um,
gotten Bader through a signing, but who knows if he would even win for for 2 years coming here.
No, I think So here's my thing, and I think there are two things here. Why they keep on looking at this guy as potential. He's still only 28. Technically, he's in the prime of his career. That's number one. I'm not saying that's a reason. Number two, and I what Eric said a couple, when this happened, I think the Mets have this idea that Soto's going to take him under his wing, and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
Pull
whatever.
the talent out of him. I don't fucking know how that works.
He doesn't want to teach the right-handed hitting Darryl Boston anything.
Jesus Christ. It's funny. Oh
Christ.
boy. All right.
I just my more thing was I'm just laughing because all of a sudden this guy, like, if you just listen to social media and people, the dopes, he became like Willie Mays. This was like the greatest
Yeah.
trade that Mets has ever have ever made in their
Yeah.
history. And I'm just
It's
like,
it's yeah.
everybody, relax, man. It's just like enough of slobbing a knob. Relax, calm down. Like, Jesus
And
Christmas.
listen, if to your point, here's the thing. I go back and forth about this kind of stuff because if he plays great defense and he makes up for Soto's deficiencies in right field, because we know Soto doesn't have a lot of range. We know this, right? And you have to have a speedy center fielder out there. For as long, this is going to be the long-term problem for the Mets. For as long as Soto is playing the field, you better have a fucking really good center fielder, okay, that has a lot of range. That's number one. So I can live with 250 and maybe him getting on base, I don't know, 34% of the time and stealing 50, 60 bases. Now, I think that would be a great year for him. I can live with that if he is playing gold glove level center field. But he hasn't even been able to hit that, as far as his offensive stats are concerned.
Forget about hitting too. Let's go back to what you just said. With a great center fielder to make up for not such a great right fielder, or let's say
Yes.
even a left fielder, that could attribute to injuries.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I would have to look at his
What his
injury history. Like, is it
Yeah.
hamstrings,
Hamstrings,
legs from chasing balls down, for making up for plays in the outfield that can't play defense, or not very good at range. So everything scares me. I would have been much comfortable with this 2 years ago, but I was hoping that even if you did it now, when I looked up his numbers for the last 2 years, they would have gotten a little bit better, and they just didn't. They just didn't.
You want to hear his injury history? I found it.
Everything hip and below. Everything below the hip.
Robert has consistently battled hamstring, hip, and growing injuries.
Growing
all leg related.
Growing may be attained to something else, but
Oh, come on. So in 2001, he had a complete tear of his right hip flexor. He's also had multiple wrist and hand issues, our favorite. 2023 season, he had injuries including hamstring, hip, calf, finger. Whoa, what are you doing there? Quad and knee issues.
They're gonna put up his poster in the locker room and then X every part that was injured.
Do you know that his season ended? He missed the September because he suffered a grade 2 left hamstring strain in late August. I hope Carson Bench can play center field. Jesus Christ. Well, listen, this is what this tells me. I hope that the Mets have a great training staff because we might need it for this guy. Sorry, I'm getting updates about the snow removal.
Listen, history calls it for anyone with leg injuries. It's not good.
No, you're right. Especially playing center field. Yikes. All right. We don't have to spend too much time on this next thing, but I figured because it has to do with a former Met and a former Yankee. We spent a lot of time talking about the Mets, as we usually do. And this happened last week, right? No. Yes, last week. Carlos Beltran and Andruw Jones are now Hall of Famers, joining Jeff Kent, who was elected last year by the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee. Something quick about Beltran and Jones and Kent. Beltran has 2,700 hits, plus 2,700 hits, plus 400 career home runs, plus 300 plus steals. And he was definitely an elite defender in center field. Obviously, Andruw Jones, 10 straight Gold Glove seasons, 400 plus career home runs. And then Jeff Kent. Oh, yeah, obviously Jeff Kent, former Met. It's funny how Jeff Kent became like this power hitting second baseman after he left the Mets. 370 plus home runs, and an MVP season. I don't really know if we have anything like a lot to say about this, but Andruw Jones should have made it last year. We talked about that last year. Uh, he
I mean,
gets
if
it
Griffey didn't
this
get hurt
year.
so much, I would say it was Griffey at the time. At that time watching baseball, but Andruw
Yeah.
Jones defensively, he was a beast.
I mean, how many
You
times?
can't you
Yeah.
can't you can't deny. You may have hated the way he caught the ball,
Well,
stuff
we
like
hated it.
that,
Yeah.
but I think that just was who he was, and just you can't take away from him defensively. He was a great defensive player. He just was.
Listen, we as Mets fans, we saw him a lot.
Yep.
I mean, I tell you what, it's funny because there are because of the way the divisions used to be, we used to play each other the teams more often. I mean, I think it's fair to say you and I and Eric as well during that time probably knew more about the Braves and the Phillies and the Expos slash Nationals more than any other teams besides the Mets. Because we saw them play them fucking 19, 20 times a year. So you saw
now
those
with instant
players.
play, you don't see it anymore.
Right. You don't really see it anymore, So I mean, we are very familiar with Andruw Jones and obviously multiple playoff appearances as well. And he did play for the Yankees as well. He wasn't the same player with the Yankees as he was with the Mets, but that's just what happens when you get older. And then Beltran obviously played on both sides of town. I don't know if you see what's funny. It's been circulating lately, and I don't know if you saw this clip. It was before the first alumni game. Have you seen this clip with him and Reyes that's been circulating?
I don't think so.
He was talking about what happened in the World Series. Not in the World Series, when he struck out looking against Adam Wainwright, and Jose Reyes is sitting next to him, and Beltran's like, yeah, we made the 2006 World Series, and you know what happened then. And then Reyes looks at him and makes a joke, and he's like, no, tell us what happened. Because obviously everybody makes a big listen. I think it's safe to say that a lot of us are over that whole thing. It happened so long ago. We're more concerned about what's happening now. But there is some talk about which cap he's going to wear going into the Hall of Fame. And you know what? You could make an argument that he could wear a Mets hat. I mean,
yeah, his best years with the Royals and the Mets.
Yeah, so you can make an argument. You could definitely make an argument, and he is working in the Mets front office now. So I mean, there is an argument to be made that he can go into the Hall of Fame with a Mets hat on, and obviously Jones is going to go in with Braves, and Kent will go in as a San Francisco Giant because that's when he had.
Here's something else that needs to die: the strikeout of Beltran against the Cardinals.
Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah.
Can we just stop?
Yeah, it's over, guys.
It's over, man. No one expected that pitch to come, and your fat ass that sits on the sofa and watches that criticizes definitely wouldn't have hit that either.
Yeah, exactly.
So keep on eating your potato chips and your pigs in a blanket, you fat fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Real quick.
Yes.
The two trades that Jeff Kent were involved in. Who were the players involved coming to the Mets, and then when the Mets traded him to
the
Indians?
Jays? Oh, the Indians? No. How did they? Because they got him from the Blue Jays,
They got him
right?
from the Blue Jays. They got him and another player from the Blue Jays.
Ryan Thompson.
Correct. Right? And the Mets gave away.
Oof, who did they give away? Oh, my God. That's a good one.
Maybe the year will help. 1992. Ooh.
Oh, man. I know who they traded him away for.
That was in 1996. So he was with the Mets almost 4 years, 4 seasons.
Who the fuck did they trade him away?
They got him August 27th of 92, and then they traded him July 29th of 96.
God, remember we thought Ryan Thompson was actually going to be good.
Yeah.
Did they trade him for a pitcher? Was a pitcher involved?
Yes. The first him coming to the Mets.
Time. Yes. I know that pitcher was involved.
Larry's definitely screaming.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
maybe I'm gonna take a shot and say Eric is as well. In 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Say it.
David Cohn.
Oh fuck! Of course. Damn it! Well, actually, didn't he help them win the World Series or no?
Yeah, that's why I thought the year would help you. I'm
Damn
not
it!
sure if they won in '92. Was it '90? I'm not sure. I don't remember that year.
Let
I'm
me
trying to remember
see. So
'92.
wait, the trade happened in what year? Toronto
Acquired August 27th, 1992. Kent and
Blue
Ryan Thompson were
Jays
acquired from the Blue Jays for pitcher David Cohn.
World Series wins. Yeah, he helped them win the
92,
World
right? Yep.
Series because they
All
won
right. Yep.
93 back to back. God, okay. He gets traded to the Indians for Carlos Baerga
Mm-hmm.
and
Somebody he
Esp-
also used to, yep, there you go.
Espinoza.
Yep.
Right?
He also played for the Yankees, I think, at one time.
Yes, I remember
One
that.
of the worst trades in Mets history.
Yep, boy. God damn, bro.
Carlos Baerga was he was terrible here.
How excited was everybody when we got Baerga?
He was
one of the best hitters.
It was the same thing when they got Alomar.
Oh my God! That's erased from my mind. I erased that from my mind.
But they were both up there. The whole fan base was excited for both of them, and they wound up being trash here.
Carlos golly.
Yep.
Holy shit, bro.
For Jeff Ken and I think you mentioned it, Jose Vizcaino.
That's right, Vizcaino. Right, I love Vizcaino.
Yep. But there you go.
I'm gonna throw up.
And now he's in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy, right? All right. Halftime, baby. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I hate you people. I hate everybody. You all suck. So we had to talk about this. And last week they released a trailer for the Masters of the Universe movie that comes out the first weekend of June. And listen, guys, and Lee J can, speak to his experience. Let me tell you something. In the 80s, there were two things that I really watched: Masters of the Universe and Thundercats. Those are my two favorite cartoons of all time. So the Masters of the Universe thing is very near and dear to my heart. And as cheesy and as shitty as that fucking Dolph Lundgren movie was, it was something. Okay? When they showed the trailer for this, I was like, holy shit, okay. We got something here. Because they are trying to pay homage to the original cartoon. But before I go on, what are did you watch He-Man? I mean, was that?
Yeah, I watched He-Man.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. I had all the toys and everything. Again, it is it's very near and dear to my heart. So the trailer comes out. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You people fucking complain about everything. Oh, He-Man's not jacked enough. Says the guy who doesn't even know how to lift a weight. And like you just mentioned, sits on his couch eating fucking devil dogs.
We're mad because we think He-Man is skinny and he has AIDS.
Bro!
What a fucking world.
The guy's in great shape. He's in much better shape than I'll ever be in. Okay?
Before you text, I don't know if you put it in one of the group chats or it was just in one of the group texts or just to me. I don't remember. Yeah. I think it was after. But when I saw the trailer, because I saw it before you sent it.
Yeah.
Not one of these things that you see on these other posts I ever thought about. I'm just like, oh shit, it's nostalgic.
Oh yeah, very nostalgic.
The previews that they're feeding, of course, they also feed you the best clips that they can feed you.
Of course.
To draw you in. But they know people of our era are going to go see this. So I'm just hoping for the movie to be somewhat okay.
Decent. Yes, decent.
At the very least.
Make it a 7. At least a 7, please.
I don't like the stuff that they're talking about. Never crossed my. I want to cut one of these people's heads open and see what goes on in that fucking in that cranium of theirs, because it can't be much.
No, it can't be, bro. The shit that I saw and I sent you. Didn't I send you one of the?
No, and I think what started what started going across social media was like people just started taking like screenshots of people's different complaints and posting them. You know how they do
Yeah, of
in a
course.
conversation,
Yeah.
and there was some mock the comments that of obviously of He-Man and whatever else they thought of the movie.
Yes.
And I'm just like, man, people, you guys got to find something better to do with your lives. It cannot. Listen, I live a very boring life. I try to live it to the fullest and do as much things as I can, but I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't go around doing this stuff. This is very strange to me.
It's unbelievable, dude. The biggest thing I saw, and guys, you can't do this. You can't be having screenshots of fucking Dolph Lundgren next to this guy because that was a different time. Okay, this was the 80s when people were taking fucking steroids and fucking shooting their, fucking taking sniffs of fucking cocaine and stuff. It's not the same. It's not the same era anymore.
Yeah, just look at the Masters of the Universe then, how it looks compared to how it's going to look this year.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you're going to be able to tell when he's standing behind a fucking blue screen or green screen. And somebody's in the back trying to keep it still, but they can't.
Right, exactly.
Come on, man. What are we talking about here?
This shit is going to be leaps and bounds better than in 1987. And the fact that it actually follows the story, not the story, but like the original. I mean, that's what people should be celebrating. I will give credit because I did see a lot of people saying, like, in reaction to the negativity, like they were saying, they were people that said, like, they were like my age, saying, you guys have no idea how long I've been waiting for something like this, like something that's true to what we watch as kids with the cartoons. And that's exactly what this is doing. So to be fair, there were a lot of positivity.
Oh yeah, not everyone is,
yeah,
the house
miserable.
Is burning and all that. They're miserable. Like people just hate yourselves and your families.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go to the back of the barn and then you don't have to worry about anything.
One other thing that I have to talk about.
Oh boy.
Because we saw it in a trailer.
Oh, by the way, also it was a joke. This guy that's playing He-Man, he does not have AIDS.
Yeah, we don't want to get sued. Please.
It's sort of joke. Everybody's saying he's not muscular enough or whatever. He's too skinny. Okay,
he's not
we get it, guy. I made myself clear. All right, very good. Thank you.
The guy's got like 3% body fat. We're saying his
pinky toe has more muscle than you guys.
Like, oh, would you stop? So the joke that they showed in the trailer that went over everybody's head, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is woke. This is woke." Guys, the whole him thing is a joke because he's fucking He-Man.
Because he's He-Man.
That's the joke. Oh my fucking God, bro.
God bless America.
How is it that I got... Listen, I
bet you that person still wears a mask.
Bro, no, it was a lot of people that were, the people on the right, the conservative mob. Oh, He-Man's woke now. You guys missed the joke. He-Man. Him. Showing that Adam is a man. That he's He-Man. Like, come on, man. What the fuck are we doing here?
Maybe they thought they said He-Man was pregnant in this one. Oh shit, this guy got emphysema. I don't have time for people complaining. It's just there's so many things. There's so many other things in this world you could complain about, as opposed to a fake character that's just from our childhood that was saying, "Dan, this is nice," and then you people are trying to destroy it for me. I'm not going to allow you to do that.
That's exactly, dude. I had to stop because I'm like, I can't keep reading these fucking comments.
Just like one of Eric's resolutions, and he's right. If you're going to read the comments, before you dive into the comments, you have to give yourself a pep talk. How you're not going to go into your emotions and react.
I totally
to
missed
comments.
when he said that. Okay,
because
that's funny.
Because it's not your way of thinking. You can't control how someone else thinks, no matter what the topic is. So you got to read and just say, "Oh yeah, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're dumber than him. You're dumber than her." All right, cool. Let's laugh about it. Let's move on. Because you're going to drive yourself nuts.
No, yeah, and it's funny you say that because when I gotta be, because I know sometimes you say to me, because I will see something and think of things that you don't think about, right? And you've made that comment, right?
Mhm.
Um, I have to admit, I watched that trailer and I didn't think that people were going to react the way that they did. Like I wasn't expecting it. So when I saw people reacting the way that they were to the way He-Man looked, I was just like, my God. And here's the funny thing. People were so obsessed with the fact that He-Man looked the way he did that they didn't pay attention to Man at Arms being a black man now. You know what I mean? Nobody said anything about that.
Like I told you, let me try to run down real quick what I can remember what I thought about as I watched this trailer. Does this person playing He-Man kind of look like He-Man? Just
He does. Yeah. I thought so.
look, forget
Yeah.
about body type.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The castle,
Oh God, I love that shit.
Skeletor.
Yeah, oh God. Looks so good.
The quick snippets I'm seeing, can I get in this quick 3 seconds, does it look fake?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Not this like what? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I can make so many jokes and I'm trying not to because they're wavering on that line. And I like to play on that line. I don't really feel playing on this line with He-Man because I think it's stupid. Because I don't really want to entertain those idiots out there because it makes no sense. But yeah. Guys, if you're going to go see the movie, go watch it. If you don't like it, just move on with your life. It doesn't matter to you one way or another.
Wait, were you gonna make a joke about He-Man being borderline gay anyway?
No, there's just so many with the He-Man thing with the joke going over people's heads and stuff.
Oh
like that.
yeah. Okay.
Like, just go watch the movie. If it's nostalgic for you because you grew up in that era, or even for myself, then I'm hoping at least my son would be interested in
I was thinking about that. Yeah.
Say, listen.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
You know, this is what I watched. They're turning it into a movie now. Let's check it out together. Something like that. Or you're just like, you don't have to be a parent. You just, like I said, you just grew up in that era and you want to go check out the movie and see how they did it and how the characters are and who playing the characters and yada, yada, yada. And for what you remember from the cartoon is that what they're portraying in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. People are a waste of time.
It's crazy, dude. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be there day one. I mean, it's not even a fucking question. I will be going to see that. You know, probably because it comes out on a Friday. I'll be there that Thursday night. So in IMAX if I can. I will fucking be there. And I get it. I know Jonathan, he commented on my post about Jared Leto being the Skeletor. It's like, listen, it's fine. There's nothing we can do about it now. What's done is done.
Yeah,
he's wearing a mask, so it doesn't matter.
I definitely picture somebody else as Skeletor, but I get it. Whatever.
Yeah. It is what it is with that.
Real quick before we leave, I wanted to add something to this, and I totally off He-Man. I think I mentioned it to you and Eric, and there's a purpose I'm saying this for.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, because this goes for both, because I've seen it happen on both sides, and I want to preface this by saying this. Listen, I don't belong on anybody's GQ magazine or anything like that.
Right, same.
I got a face for radio.
Which is why we do this.
But let me tell you something. Last week when I was in the laundromat, it just happened to be a lady, but I'm not trying to make this a sexist thing because I've seen it happen with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
It just this time in the laundromat, it happened to be a woman. Whoever you are, lady, you have to pick your struggle. You cannot be ugly and mean.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this.
You can't be both. You cannot be ugly and mean. And I want to give kudos to Melissa, who said this to me when we were once out in the street and we saw something happening. And she looked dead at me and she said, sometimes you got to pick your struggle, but you can't be ugly and mean. So I want to make sure I give credit to her that brought this to my attention. Let me tell you something. This woman looked like, I don't even know what she looked like. Listen, the guy didn't belong on a magazine either, but he didn't deserve to be talked to like that or treated the way she was treating him after looking at what she looked like.
Oh, God. I can't
My
even imagine.
God. If her name was Sin, I wouldn't be surprised.
Jesus. or Jabba.
Oh my, bro, you should have heard the way she was talking to this guy. And granted, I don't know his situation. He might be like, listen, I'm jobless. I don't want to go back to jail. She gave me a sofa. I'm all in. Talk to me how you want, baby. I don't
God,
care.
what are those
It
situations?
could be.
Yikes.
It could be. I
That
don't know.
sucks.
I
Yeah.
have no idea. All I know is living like that sucks. I'd
Yeah.
rather sleep on a
Yeah.
park bench, but that's me.
Yeah.
Because I might wind up going to jail if you keep talking to me like that.
Right. Yes.
Long story short, no one should be talked to like that. And I'm not trying to stand on my soapbox. And it's just like, you just listen, people could consider themselves not good looking, whatever, whatever, whatever. But if you got a good personality, I've seen a lot of what may be in other people's opinions not a good looking person, but they pulled a very attractive person because of their personality, how they treat that person, right?
Yeah.
So you could maneuver your way because you have no control about your looks when you're born. It's just the
Sure.
way it is.
Yeah.
Or anything that you don't like about your body.
Right.
But if you're mean and atrocious and look like something I just dropped off in the toilet, you have to stop. You have to stop. You have to stop. Please stop being mean. Embrace your ugliness and just be a nice person. You're gonna get further in life. That would be my advice to you from Melissa, because I'm giving her credit. Pick your struggle, but you can't be mean and you can't be ugly at the same time.
Now here's my question. Do you think she's mean because she knows she's ugly?
That's a very good question. But it should even be more to her saying to herself, damn, I have to be a lot more nicer because I know I'm very mean. And I know every morning in the mirror, I know what I see. Unless she's blind, which I know she's not because she was folding clothes.
Wait, because what?
She was folding clothes. Not that it has anything to do with being able to see or anything. I'm just trying to equate it to something.
Right, yes.
Okay?
Holy shit.
I try to take pictures of these people just so I could prove to people my point. I just couldn't do it.
Right, yes.
I was afraid of my fucking camera breaking. But we'll move on. Ladies and gentlemen, pick your struggle, but you can't be mean and ugly at the same time. You can't.
Holy shit.
It doesn't work.
Fucking dead. And on that note, oh my God, it's so funny. Holy shit. All right. I thought it would be a good idea, and this is all EJ's fault, because he was joking around about how he was doing. I don't know. Were you reading mock drafts or doing mock drafts?
No, I was reading mock drafts, and then some players I weren't familiar with. I just either read the little snippet they had on them.
Gotcha.
Or I just went to their college numbers and maybe looked at some video.
Got it.
Stuff like that. So I was doing that actually for quite a while.
Well, good.
I guess more so with the players that the Jets and Giants were drafting.
Right. Yeah.
Drafting. Not so much any other team because I don't give a shit.
So as Lee J alluded to right now, we thought it'd be a good idea. And it's kind of perfect timing in a way to look at. The Jets and the Giants are both drafting in the top 5 again. And the Jets, I would arguably say the Jets have an even more important draft coming up because not only do they have the number 2 pick, they also have the number 16 pick, which they picked up from the Colts when they traded away, what the hell's his name? The defensive player dude. Sauce. Right? Sauce. That was who they traded, right?
Ahmed? Yes.
Yeah. So the Giants are picking number 5. And so I think, here's the thing. This is not only a question about who these teams should take. It's also like, what's the philosophy here? Are you going to take a quarterback? Or are you going to kind of stock up on your offensive and defensive lines? Could you possibly trade down if another team blows you away with an offer? Do you take the best player available? Yada, 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 yada. We brought this up very briefly last week, and it goes into our conversation. Two things. One thing for the Jets and one thing for the Giants. Number one, Dante Moore, the quarterback for the Oregon Ducks, is going back to school. And he was highly regarded as likely being the number 2 pick behind Fernando Mendoza, who is coming out of Indiana, and he's officially in the draft. On the Giants side of things, and I did a little research about Harbaugh and kind of what his, and I got to bring up my notes here, what his strategy usually is when it comes to drafting players. And from what I have learned, hold on, because I'm looking for my fucking notes here. Usually Harbaugh likes to draft guys that are physical and that usually are offensive and defensive linemen. But I told this to Eric, and I forgot to text you about this. Whenever he was available, Harbaugh wanted to draft Nakua, somehow get up to draft him, but the GM said no, we're not going that direction. So this whole thing about Harbaugh having the last say is not always true. But usually Harbaugh's looking for our offensive line, defensive back, guys on the edge. So that might give you an insight into who the Giants might draft. So here's my question for you. We can go with the Jets first. Now that we know Dante Moore is going back to school, what do you think at this point they should do with those two picks as far as how they should maneuver in this upcoming draft, which is, to be quite honest, a very important one for the Jets?
All right. The first thing I would do is try to trade a number 2 pick, but I don't think that's going to be.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't think they're going to be able to do that because people go up to the number 2 because, number 1 and 2 is for quarterbacks, and it's usually
Right.
1 and 1A. So the only real quarterback anyone's talking about is Mendoza, and it was Moore before he went back to school.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't think they're going to be able to trade that pick based off of that. And like I said before, if there's no quarterback that you're in love with that's catching a eye anybody to be worthy of the number 2 pick, do not pick that. Do not take a quarterback. Just take the best player.
I agree.
I watch some of Ohio State because they're always on television. But, you don't watch college as if you're more focused on the players. You're just watching the teams play, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how I look at it. As opposed to NFL, I know the players.
Right.
So right now, the Jets, the last one that I saw, I forget whose website it was off, but majority of them are very similar. And they got the linebacker from Ohio State that Eric has continuously talked about, and that's Arvell Reese, which I don't mind. And then at number 16, getting a wide receiver, which I don't mind. And then in the second round, because they have the first pick, Ty Simpson out of Alabama.
Alabama, right.
At that pick, sure, you go for it. Gotcha. If that's the way the draft falls for the Jets, I'd be happy with that. I'm also seeing today, I don't know if it's true, but Connor Hughes, who works for, I think, both the Jets and the Giants on SNY.
Yeah, he's an NFL reporter. Yep, yeah.
Apparently, Tyler Ekstrand, the OC for the Jets last year, might be getting a demotion, not calling plays, and there's a possibility of Frank Reich coming in, which I don't mind at all.
Oh, interesting.
I like that a lot.
As the offensive coordinator, he would come in.
Oh, whatever. They didn't exactly say OC.
Yeah.
But you could read between the lines, right?
Yeah.
And I also think they had a second interview this weekend with Wink Martindale. And first interview with Jim Leonard. Either one of those two guys as DC, I don't mind. The question is, who are you going to bring in here to hold the fort down at quarterback until either next year or you find something through a trade or whatever. So if it worked out that way this year, I wouldn't mind any of that with all the people I just mentioned.
So here's my question for you. Because you mentioned Ty Simpson. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 other names that I have here that probably, I would say, they might be there in the second round. I don't know. We talked about Chambliss, right? For Ole Miss.
Has he declared?
Not yet, but he is.
Because he's still trying to fight He's still trying to write. He's
Yeah,
still
he's still trying to get his.
trying to get back to school.
Yep. You also have I don't know, Nussmeyer from LSU. He's a name being bandied around. Carson Beck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's another one. And then the guy from Penn State, Drew Allar, is also another guy that's probably going to be there in the second round, I would think. Are you okay if it's not Simpson, if he gets taken earlier, if it's one of these other guys? I would almost say maybe Beck might be your best option there. Maybe. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. They got to get this right. So I don't know. It's tough.
Oh yeah, okay. The other guy I thought about was Mattia, who played for Oklahoma, but it looks like he's going back to school. I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Looks like fucking Baker Mayfield. Simpson, Beck. Just because I don't see these guys as being, they probably won't be unless they come out here and just become like somebody that no one expects.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
You pick them second, third, fourth round, sure. And then whatever. Bring a veteran here, dare I say, let them start and see what happens. Whatever. They have to come in here and as the saying goes, knock someone's socks off to say, you know what, they're going to be our quarterback of the future.
Right.
I don't know. I rather the listen. I like to win. I don't like to lose. But let's say they wind up having it goes the same way. It goes the same way. Then I'd rather just go if he comes out Manning. I'd rather just go after him.
Interesting. Bridge quarterback. Who can they look at right now? I don't even know. Have you been looking at some of the names that are out there?
The one is always Murray.
Kyler Murray. Yeah.
I heard Kirk Cousins.
Oh
I think
God.
these guys are all still in the contract, so they would have to either be cut or the Jets would have to trade for them.
Yeah.
Listen, if that's the case, the roster is still ugh. Just bring back Taylor on a 1-year contract and go from there.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. Just do something like that, because bridge quarterback or not, the pieces aren't there yet. Great. I like the offensive line. I said that. Garrett Wilson comes back healthy. This guy they picked up, Mitchell, in the trade.
Mm-hmm.
You still need pieces though, man. The defense is atrocious. You need another wide receiver, even though we got Mitchell from the Colts in that trade with Ahmed. The Jets need so many pieces, man. It's not like, we're going to get a bridge or draft one of these kids and then they're going to go from 2 or 3 wins to like 7 or 8. It's not going to happen, man. It's just not. The talent's not there right now. And you need more than one draft to get talent on your team, especially when you don't have it on one side of the ball. You just don't have it. It's not there. I want everybody to take their head out of their ass. And whatever they think is going to happen next year, what they expect Glenn to do because he had a bad year, you might as well fire the guy now. That's how I look at it as.
Dude, there is so much pressure on, and we're going to kind of get into it. What a segment we have later on that I want to talk to Lee J about, because I thought about Aaron Glenn, and maybe we can bring it up a little bit now. But there is, I'm telling you this, and Lee J knows this, and everybody in New York knows this. Glenn's leash is very short. It is.
His leash has like one link.
Yeah, it is. Especially now, because Sean McDermott is probably, I would say, he probably is not going to come back for a year. He's probably going to take the year off. So you're going to have, not only are you going to have McDermott floating out there, I know Leachy doesn't like him, but still, he does have success. You've got McDermott floating out there, and then you've got the big fucking, the big fish in Tomlin, who again you would have to trade for. Oh, I'm not saying Aaron Glenn's got to make the playoffs. I don't think that's realistic, but brother, you gotta at least get to 8 wins somehow, some way.
The problem is this is my problem. No one can say that same sentence, and the following sentence is, we have no talent.
Yes, no, yeah, right.
That's not mutually exclusive. They're mutually exclusive in the way that you need one in order for the first sentence to win.
Yeah, right.
Or to work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can't come in here again with rookies and then you didn't sign anyone with all this money you have and then expect to win. It doesn't work that way. Now, granted, they have a lot of cap money. You got to go out there and sign people that are worth it, especially on the defensive end. People that work, maybe bringing some people in here that you could sway that maybe are free agents where Aaron Glenn used to coach and they want to
Hmm.
come here because of Aaron Glenn.
I heard.
Use
Yep.
that to your, to your benefit.
I did see that story the other day about the Detroit Lions linebacker. Did you see this? That
No, I'm
he's
just I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it in general.
yeah,
Try to use something that's in
but
your benefit if you can.
but there is talk about that. Oh god, what the hell's his fucking name?
Detroit Lions
He's a
linebacker.
linebacker that had a lot of success under uh oh uh Alex Anzalone.
Oh,
His name was
the long haired fella
yeah,
that
yeah,
looks like
yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
Man.
Yes, he looks like He-Man. There you go. Yeah. So there's been
Yeah,
talk about him.
he's an animal. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
him.
There's been talk about him. There was an article the other day I saw
He's
that
he's
about
he's he's shown to
yeah,
be a leader, good
because
leader
he's
on defense.
because he's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah, he's flying
So
all over the place. I wouldn't mind having him. Sign him to a
yeah,
good contract.
yeah, there you go. That could be, that could help.
Anything
Um,
that you could try to use in your benefit, you have to try to use in your benefit. That's
no, I
just the way
agree.
I look at it as.
Yeah.
You know what? Because no matter who's sitting on that sideline, if you have no talent, you're not going to win. I don't care what anyone says. You're not going to win.
Hmm.
And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
So we're just going to suck again.
Which, it's like it's this fucking cycle. And now you look at the situation. Listen, the Pats are in the Super Bowl, right? And there's gonna be and fair or unfair, these expectations that people are gonna have for well, the Pats can do it. The Pats can turn it around. The Jets can turn it around, and the Giants can turn it around. So we'll get into that topic a little bit later. Giants. Giants are essentially looking at the same people as the Jets are. I mean, that's that there's not even a question about that. So the three guys that I didn't really look at any mock drafts, but just based off my research and what I want to see, and I've talked about this already a million times. Tate from the wide receiver.
Yeah, they got him. They got him going to the Giants on the
Yeah,
last draft thing I saw.
interesting. Okay. Now, because I don't think Reese is going to be there at number 4. He's going to be gone uh, already by the time the Giants pick. So I do like the idea of Tate again being paired up with Neighbors. By the way, my God, did you see this stat that was out there about the drops that the wide receiving core had when Jackson Dart was a quarterback this year?
No,
Okay, I I don't know.
I just saw it in live action, but I just couldn't give you that number.
Right. Okay. Oh fuck. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know why I don't save these things. Jackson Dart Giants. It was really bad. And the biggest culprit
Slayton.
is Slayton. I think if I'm not mistaken, and let me see if I can try to find it. Slayton dropped potentially 6 touchdown passes. Think about that for a second, guys. 6 touchdown passes. Now, I'm not saying that there would have been that much of a difference between the win-loss record for the Giants at the end of the day, but that can't happen. Like at all. Let me see if I can find this quick. Drops this season. Because it was a really good so yeah, they don't have I can't this is not the stat that I saw, but it's crazy. And the thing is, the guy's making $36 million. So he made 36 million. No, that can't be right. He
Yeah, I
was
think he brought him back on a 1 year contract. I just don't know how much it was for.
he dropped 22% of on target passes. That's one of the stats that's going around. By the way, I can hear the plow guy right now. Darius Slayton's salary. That can't be right that he made. Oh my god, he did. What the fuck?
They said that was one of the biggest things that people were complaining about. The 1 year contract he bought him on.
Holy shit. 12 million average salary and a 22 million in guaranteed money. Jesus. $9 million signing bonus. Ah, golly. I guess the internet is right. Anyway, so you got oh, I missed where are my notes here? You've got Reese, you got Tate. The other thing, if somehow those guys aren't there, then you draft the safety from
Caleb
Downs from Ohio State. I yeah, you draft the safety in the top 5. Whatever. I mean, listen, have you guys seen the Giants secondary? Come on. And if he's as good as they say he is, I'm okay with that. Because if you guys look at the schedule for next year, whew, man, they're going to be facing a lot of top wide receivers. So it might help. Do you think that the Jets will trade down or no? Yo, you said you already said you would trade.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen just because there's no other quarterback there that people are talking about, and that's the only reason why somebody would make the trade.
Yeah,
you don't make that trade and give up a shitload of other picks just for a wide receiver or what you think is going to be a stud linebacker.
Right.
People don't usually do that. It's for the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's no other quarterback that people are talking about besides Mendoza. And he's going to go to the Raiders.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to fuck that up. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see. I mean, it's only January, and we're talking about the draft, but I mean, this is what happens in the NFL. Speaking of which, we now know the Super Bowl matchup. Lee's wearing the hat of one of the participants, because of course he is. It's not a Pat's hat. It's Patriots versus the Seahawks for Super Bowl 60. And man, I tell you, I don't think I've ever seen a more what's the word I'm looking for? Two games that were as opposite of each other as those two games on yesterday, because obviously the weather took a turn for the worse in Denver. I don't know if you guys have seen the lapsing video. It was sunny and clear when the game started, and then they're playing in a fucking blizzard come the fourth quarter. And then obviously we had the shootout in Seattle, and you got Mr. Sam Darnold going to the Super Bowl. Listen, this is to my point about what we're going to talk about in a little bit about what Vrabel has done for the Pats. You got to give them credit. You know, they got the guy that they want to get in here to be the coach, regardless of whether you think it was fair that they got rid of the other guy. I forget his name now off the top of my head.
Gerard Mayo.
Yeah, Gerard Mayo. So that's number one. They went out and spent the money because they had the cap room to sign all these guys. And you drafted guys that are actually making a difference on this team right now. Because if I'm not mistaken, they've got the most rookie starters in the league at the moment. So, and you're doing it with a second-year quarterback. And I was joking around with Eric earlier about, I hope Jackson Dart's taking notes right now. Because, brother, there's going to be a lot of fucking expectations on you this coming season. So, sir, any thoughts on Pat's Broncos first? I mean, it just, listen, I people love this snow shit, but man, that second half of the game was fucking ugly. And I don't want to hear this shit about playing these games at a neutral site. Evan Roberts, you fucking idiot. I heard what you said today.
I'm glad you start there. Let's start there.
I heard what you said today. You
a
idiot.
lot of people, it's not even him. It's a lot of people have this opinion. So let's start there.
Stupid.
So let's say two teams, last game of the regular season. My point is, when does it really matter? Because what if it's in a cold weather state, last game of the year? Should that be played at a neutral site? Because it depends for both of them to make the playoffs, whether they win or lose.
Yeah.
Where do we draw the line?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This has been part of football since before
Forever.
time.
Yes,
Right?
Yes.
So I want to make this very clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, second half or whatever, the weather had nothing to do with that game. What do I mean by that? The first quarter was shit.
Yeah, it was.
The second quarter was shit. So what? We just exclude that when the sun was nice out. It was just cold, but it wasn't snowing, and the game sucked. I thought I like games like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so do I.
I may be the outlier or whatever you want to call it. I didn't mind that game. I know what you know. I know what comes with the territory when you're playing somewhere like in Denver at this time of year.
Yeah.
We've known that for forever. I don't want to start changing things up. I think that's part of the game. It's what makes the game fun, what makes it fun to watch. Like I said, it's not like they were lighting it up in the first half. The weather came in and the game just went to a standstill. And because of that, Denver lost the game. No. The first quarter sucked. Besides that one pass that Stidham had, May looked awful.
Yep. Only 86 yards passing.
It was the defense that won that game and the field goal kicker. Okay, yeah, he made some nice throws here and there, but look at his numbers in totality. They were garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, just please, just everyone stop.
It's so fucking stupid.
You sound really stupid.
It's so ridiculous.
Just please stop. But I actually didn't want to start there. I actually wanted to start in defending the Patriots, as crazy as this may sound.
Okay.
Because this is another narrative I'm hearing. And it's fucking dumb.
Oh, I know where you're going with this, but go ahead. The schedule, right?
The New England Patriots had a cakewalk to the Super Bowl.
Stop
and
it,
I swear,
guys.
Listen, guys, you guys that listen, you guys that are listening from Massachusetts, you could ask Mr. Fernandez. That's an inside joke. William right there on the other side here. I'm not trolling. He knows when I troll. I am not trolling. Everyone that tells you that as a New England Patriots fan, tell them, go fly a kite. Because any other team would have wanted it that way too, if that's what you're calling it. And for everybody that starts the narrative with, well, I'm not really trying to say because I would like for my team to have an easy schedule. So then why are you bringing it up? That's exactly why you're bringing it up. To say they had a soft schedule, and that's the reason why they are in the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? Why even bring it up? It was their schedule. It's not their fault that everybody in the AFC East sucks besides the Bills. You have to play the games 2 times of the teams that are in your division, and 2 of those teams are garbage. Right. That's not your fault. You don't apologize for that. No one cares. And it's not your fault that the NFL gave you a schedule because you know what? Before this year started, who had the Patriots in the Super Bowl? I'll stand by and I'll wait. Besides New England Patriots fans, take them off the table. Who had the Patriots in the Super Bowl based off their schedule and their quote-unquote soft schedule? I'll wait. No one. No one. So it's stupid, man. It is dumb. And we have to stop talking like that. Patriots, throw it in their face. Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I think part of the issue is it's not that it's an issue. Guys, the schedule is there are a lot of things that go into the schedule. It depends on where you finish the previous year, and then you're teamed up with like similar people who finish in that place. That's one thing.
And then you automatically also play, every 5 years?
The rotation of the other divisions. Like that's just the way it goes. By the way, don't forget they lost their first game of the year to the fucking Raiders.
To the Raiders.
Yeah. By the way, let's just go through the schedule quick. I just want to see the teams that they beat. Right, lost to the Raiders.
I think they were 8-0 on the road too.
I think you're right about that. Okay, so lost to the Raiders, right? They beat the Dolphins, a team that we didn't really know much about. You could argue they were probably maybe looked at as a playoff team. Okay, week 3 they lost to the Steelers. Week 4 they beat the Panthers, who ended up winning the division.
8-9, say what you want. They still won the division.
They still won the division.
Playoffs. No one cares.
Then they beat the Bills. Okay? Beat the Saints. They beat the Titans. They beat the Browns. They beat the Falcons by a point, and the Falcons were right there to the end. They beat the Bucks, who were considered a playoff team at that time. They beat the Jets, who they struggled with in that game. That was the November 13th game that they won 27-14. They beat the Bengals, who are always a tough, regardless of whether Burrow's there. They only won 26-20. They beat the Giants. They lose to the Bills. They beat the Ravens. They beat the Jets again. And then they beat the Dolphins again. Is it really that bad? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. Come on, stop.
It's just a stupid and injury has to do with the game, man. Bo Nix got hurt, man. That's it. And no one's guaranteed that he would have won the game.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's really dumb. And my last thing on this game, it has nothing to do with the game, but it has to do with dopey Josh McDaniels. Bro, can you stop wearing that stupid visor?
Dude, he had the snow in his hair.
Can someone from New England, a New England fan, someone from Massachusetts, find out where this guy lives, hit him up on X, Instagram, slide into his DMs, do whatever you got to do. Stop wearing that dopey visor. It's like wearing shades at a movie theater. You had the snow cap on the top of your head. You look like a buffoon.
Bro, so first of all, I didn't realize he was wearing that visor to begin with, right? And then when it starts snowing and they showed him, and I'm looking at his head, I'm like, what? Wait, is that?
No, that's not.
Why is there snow in his head? Yeah,
because he's wearing a dopey visor,
dude. I was so confused, and then it hit me like,
I get it.
Shit, he's wearing a visor.
It's quote. I guess it's his thing, even though no one ever says that. It's his gimmick.
Yeah, it's his gimmick.
You look like a fool, man.
That looks stupid.
You look like an ass. Someone please help this man. Help him. He needs help.
You look
Stop wearing that dopey visor, please.
By the way, I gotta say it. I texted my old boss this morning. You want to know what I asked him? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Is he going to the Super Bowl?
No. I asked him, "Are you gay for May this morning?"
Oh God. I saw that. I saw that shit. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit, bro. Can we stop? This is as bad as the Chicago Bears fans going to getting their nails done.
I just hate when you make it about, like, and I'm not trying to be a bad guy, but you're trying to make it as if Drake May's the reason why they won the game. It's not. He hasn't had the greatest playoff run.
No, he hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's the quarterback, and granted, the quarterback's going to take all the bullets when they lose, as he should take the roses when they win. But let's not make it only about him and start making these dopey fucking gimmicks and these dopey sentences or whatever you want to quote, or whatever the hell you want to call them. It's dumb. Just play and see what happens. I think people just create something because, they want to be the one to create something.
It's fun, yes.
Be in the front of the line, and it's fun and all of this kind of stuff. Whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's not going to stop. It is what it is.
By the way, Camilla Nelson just asked me if I'm interested in getting a loan. So that's the new name for today.
The calls have slowed down. I actually got 2 today only.
Oh shit!
It was from
interesting.
Oh my God! Now they're trying to make it racist on me. I think her name was Yaritza Ramos.
I love it.
Now they're trying to play with my Spanish, heartstrings.
Are you sure that's not the barber's wife?
I don't know, but she sounded Polish, so I think they got their fucking accents fucked up. Hey, yeah, you got to get the right accent, buddy. If you're gonna try to dupe me.
Shit.
Oh my God! This shit doesn't stop.
So obviously in the second game, the Seahawks beat the Rams to advance to the Super Bowl. And man, you gotta. I know we joke around about Darno and with the Jets and blah blah blah, and now he's going to the Super Bowl. But listen, the guy played his ass off yesterday. Probably the best game of his life. Safe to say.
It was a good game.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. How many yards? 300 and something, 60 something yards.
3 something.
Listen, I think they're gonna win. Like they're my pick. I
picked them from the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah. I think, especially after what I saw, their defense isn't great, but I don't think you really have to worry about that against the Pats. To be quite honest with you, for the very reasons that you just said, because May's good, but he's not like you know he's not blowing the doors off the barn yet. I'm trying to get the stats for Darnold, but what do you? Because this is going to be the conversation for the next 2 weeks with Darnold. The whole redemption story, blah 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 blah. As a former Jets fan, I know you've said this before with him, but maybe for the benefit of people who are joining us for the first time.
I hate to correct you, but it's sad, but not as a former
Yes.
Jets fan, still as a Jets fan.
Well,
As a former Jets player, you mean
I misspoke there. I meant yes. 346 yards, by the way. He had a passer rating of 127.78, which is phenomenal. Is it overblown? Is any of this stuff with Darno overblown?
All of it's overblown. That's the only thing I wanted to talk about this game, because the game was great. No need to talk about anything. But this is taking over the game.
It
It's been
is.
taking over the game before the game started all week.
Yeah.
Like, Darno was drafted in 2018 with the, out of that class was Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and he's the one that's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which is fucking insane.
Right?
And Danny made that point, I think, in a text.
It's been since 2018. But we're acting like Darno was on the Jets last year and we got rid of him. He went to the Seahawks. There was a bunch of shit in between there. He went to Carolina, got benched halfway through the season.
Right.
Let's remind you, Jets fans wanted the coach that they hired at the time, who wanted to be in dog shit and never came back to the NFL. I'll stop though. I'm a chill.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went to after that, he went to San Francisco. He was the backup. I think maybe he played one game, maybe two, couple, whatever. Some say he learned a lot behind just sitting back there and watching, which is possible.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying. Yeah.
Then he went to Minnesota and had that great year. But then what happened? He shat the bed. Now he came to Seattle. Good team, great team, good team, whatever you want to call them around him. Running game, receivers, coach, everything aligned for him. But like I say, when do we not line it up with the Jets? Like, what year do we say, all right, the 15th year? Is that still
You're still there, buddy?
You know what I'm saying? Like a red flag on the Jets or whatever you want to call it? It's not. It's over.
Nope.
He hasn't been with the Jets since 2018. It didn't work out here for whatever reason. I think it's because,
I lost you. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Upper management, GM, they didn't do right by him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It all happens like that. Like, we poke fun with the Daniel Jones thing. He started off well this year. He had every chance in the world to do whatever he needed to do here with the Giants. It didn't work out. It's just a stupid narrative, and it takes over. Like, sometimes I feel like stuff like that takes over the quarterback's performance, and he had a great performance yesterday, and his team's performance. And here we talking about, and it all resorts back to the Jets because they can't get it right. I mean, whatever. If that's what makes you guys laugh and have fun, I got a lot of other things that make me laugh and feel good besides talking about the Jets giving up on Darnold. But whatever, it is what it is.
I think. Listen. Listen. The reason why it's talked about so much is because if the Jets had successful seasons in the past few years, we wouldn't be talking about this. I mean, is that fair to say?
Say that again. I'm sorry. Say that again.
If the Jets had been successful after Darnold left, we wouldn't be talking about this. Probably. Is that fair to say?
It works both ways because he wasn't successful either.
True, that is true.
He wasn't successful either. It's 2026. He was on 3 other teams until he found success in Minnesota. And some people want to say just give Kevin O'Connell all the credit because of, the offensive mind he has. And then what happened? People made fun of Darnold. Oh, this great year, but he shot the bed. You can't trust him. But now the narrative changes. Come on, man. It's just like we have to find another sticking point or something else to talk about. The Jets suck. There's plenty of other things I could talk about of why the Jets suck as opposed to giving up Darnold. It didn't work out here.
Right.
That's just what it is. We have to move on. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like, look at you see, it's exhausting. It's stupid. You're not even a Jets fan. It's dumb. It's stupid. It takes away from the game. And I want the Seattle. I don't like people say they ask a bunch of people call into the radio stations that I listen to and all this other stuff. Do they feel a certain way? Do they want him to win? Do they? Bro, I don't feel that way towards him. I hope he fucking wins.
Yeah. No, I know.
I don't
you
think
do.
it has anything to do with the Jets. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah. I
But
get it.
whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. Still 2 weeks, man. We still gotta wait a little bit here. So I think we'll talk about it later about what we're doing for next week. But all right. Let's move on to Lee J's favorite topic. We don't have to spend a lot of time on here because
No,
I know
we don't.
I know. I
It's
know
the
you're
same,
something.
it's the same shit.
But
over
why?
here.
But okay. Let me just set the stage because we just about the Knicks and Cat. Because this just keeps on. We've been talking about this for the past 2 seasons. Why? So Knicks are 27-18. They've won the last 2 games. They have a stretch coming up where they're playing 4 games in 6 days. They got over this little bad fucking hump that they were, little streak that they were on. And, I get past couple of games have helped. But, we still keep on seeing this shit about the Knicks trading for Giannis. And we do have at least some insight at The Athletic, I always give them the benefit of the doubt with this stuff. They're reporting that the Knicks have not engaged in trade discussions about Towns this season and plan to preserve with him through the rough stretch. And they have, so there's that aspect of it. But I did want to point out, and you made the point earlier about, the Mets weren't linked to Peralta, really. And they weren't linked to Bo Bichette. So who the fuck knows? That it can come out of nowhere. Suddenly Cats on
everything
the
can come out of
trade.
nowhere, especially if somebody calls you and they, blow your doors off. Like you're not going to say no, you're going to say yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I know the answer to this question, but like, why the fuck do we keep on talking about this? Why does this not die? It's insane to me.
Oh boy. Everyone knows where I stand. I'm not going to keep talking about this.
I know.
I sent you a clip where Kendrick Perkins, I think, was on a podcast. And there's a lot of stuff that he was complaining about, Cat, which I kind of agree, like the complaining with the referees.
Yeah, he always does that shit.
But, and you got to stop that, But my point of sending you that was because I mainly talked to you about it. And Kendrick Perkins, who played, wasn't a superstar, but had a long, successful NBA career. And I would assume he knows what he's talking about and what he sees.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? And I'm paraphrasing here, but he said essentially the Cat disappears during games when he's not touching the ball.
Right.
And who does he blame for that? Jalen Brunson and Mike Brown.
More Mike Brown, it seemed, though.
But he I said it, and I also said I didn't remember what I said.
Yeah.
I don't want to blame Brunson, but you have to blame Brunson when he's an extension of the coach on the court.
Fair. It's fair.
And Mike Brown can't pass Cat the ball or get him in the position that he needs him to be in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's part of that. And that's what Kendrick Perkins said. I wish I would have saved it or whatever, gave credit. But you can find it. It's out there. It had a bunch of views, a bunch of likes.
Yeah.
Saturday, he got into foul trouble, so he really wasn't part of the game. Knicks almost lost that game, too, because they missed a ton of free throws. Can't do that. Seriously, if you can, the next couple games, and I hope they pan out the same way to where he has good games, and just look, even if you could count how many times he just touches the ball, not even scores, just touches the ball. See how he is within the offense. If he's just standing to the side because they're not getting him involved, even Eric, because Eric texted after that game about the free throws. So that tells me he was watching the game because it was on ABC.
Yeah, it was.
There was parts of that game where, let's say Philadelphia went on a run, Knicks came down the court, and the ball was never moved. Brunson came down, he held it for 12, 13 seconds, then he shot it. Missed it, rebound. They came the other way. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it. So when that stuff happens, no one's even part of the offense. That's the stuff that people complained about when Carmelo Anthony was here. And I'm not trying to compare it to the same thing, but it's within the flow of the game. Then if you watch Saturday's game, OG cutting to the basket. Shamit cutting to the basket, or cutting and then cutting back out to the 3-point line where he's having a wide open three because somebody set a pick. People rolling to the basket, throwing alley-oops. When the offense runs like that, and that's not only the Knicks, that's any basketball team, any NBA team, you're going to score the basketball. You just are. And the frustrating part to me with the three-pointers, because I know you hate it, when you have like a 3-on-1 and the only one that's going to the basket is the guy with the ball, everybody else runs to the 3-point line. That's the part where the 3-pointer bothers me.
That's no,
and I get it, and I get it. If you run to the 3-point line, and it's a 3-on-1. No one's on you. But just what's the word I'm looking for? Just the way your body's moving, it's like, to me, it's not natural. Like you're slowing down. You're running backwards, which is not a natural act.
That's weird. Yeah.
If you run forward at top speed, you're not going to be stopped. You're going to either get a dunk or a layup, or possibly get fouled.
Right.
95% of the time, you're going to score on a 3-on-1. But if you're running backwards, looking for the line, because now you're running backwards, and you know what you're doing too now? You're looking down. Because they all do it to make sure their feet are behind the line.
Yep. Right.
That's a problem to me.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Listen, they won 2 in a row. Free throws or not, they beat Philadelphia, and a good portion of that game, they put the beats on them. Philadelphia did not look like they belong in the same court with them. So, I don't see a trade. Let's say, and I'm not big on the Giannis thing, but let's say that's the deal. That's probably the only deal that I'm willing to trade him for.
Yeah.
But it also depends on what the Knicks lose. They could wind up losing him, Mikal to another team, OG, and even possibly Mitchell Robinson. And now you got Brunson, Giannis, and a bunch of other players. Is that good enough to win the championship? I have no idea. Yeah,
there was one I gotta stop. I have to fucking start. When I see something, I gotta save it. There was one 3-way deal I saw that had Bridges going to the Blazers for somebody. And I can't remember who it was for.
No, that was for Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday.
Okay, gotcha.
No. I saw another one. He had him going to Memphis. I think Mikal going somewhere. And the Knicks getting like Jaren Jackson, which I don't mind. I actually like Jaren Jackson as a player. I just don't think he's Cat. I think Cat is better than him offensively. Now, Jaren Jackson may have a little bit more toughness in him and a little better defensively, maybe a lot defensively. But when it comes down to it, man, in basketball, you need to score the basketball.
Yeah. No.
You have to score the basketball. Right. I'm sorry. You have to score the basketball. And Cat does that better than Jaren Jackson, in my opinion. But I don't know, man. I hope they win 10 in a row. So that way you
can stop.
I just don't like how everybody has all this big opinions when these ruts happen. And when they're winning, no one has anything to say. Right. Just keep your same opinion. Your opinion shouldn't change. It shouldn't. But whatever. I don't care.
There's so much scrutiny now with the Knicks, I think, that it's just these conversations are just going to continue, So I don't know.
Hello? Oh, there you go.
I keep on having problems here. It's the aftermath of the snow. All right. You know what? Let's because of the way my internet's going, let's skip this. We'll save this conversation for another time. Let's get into our Mount Rushmore, because I'm getting a little uneasy about the internet right now.
Yeah, and it's not even a Mount Rushmore. It's just more of a talking point of like compared to what happened with this. I just thought about it because of what happened yesterday, and just like a couple different things that let's take all the negativity out of it, and just like certain things that happen throughout the course of our lives. Because it doesn't have to be exactly 4; it could be 3, 2, whatever.
Sure,
kind of where you at, how you felt, and stuff like that.
So, I've got a few. Do you want to go first here?
I'll say this. The first one I thought of because Eric brought it up the other day when he sent us the 1996 Snowstorm.
Oh, I have that on my list too. The
because I
Blizzard of
remember because a couple
'96.
of weeks after that, I left to the military. And if I'm not mistaken, Rob, who also joined the army, was
Yes.
coming home on a leave. His plane took off. I think he was based in Texas and was flying
Right,
to New
Texas.
York.
Yeah, Fort Hood, right?
Yep. And I drove with I went with him. I went with his mom, his stepfather Albert, as my memory serves correct, and his brother Charlie. We drove to, I want to say, LaGuardia.
Mm.
Bro, that snow was coming down. We were like, yo, this dude's plane. It finally landed amidst that snowstorm. I remember that shit being bad. All I remember, and Rob is nonchalant. Nothing really bothers him too much. Flying doesn't bother him like it bothers me. He doesn't care about it, whatever. He
Mm-hmm.
legit got off that plane and he was like, yo, I was scared for my life. He thought the plane was gonna crash.
Dude, there were as I was looking up some stuff about that. There were wind gusts of up to 50 miles an hour during that blizzard.
Yo.
So that's probably what did it. 20 inches of snow in Central Park. The biggest thing I remember, because because this happened, so the dates for this are January 6th through January 8th. It was right after the new year that
Yep.
year in '96. I was a junior in high school. They actually, if I'm not mistaken, and Eric can correct me if I'm wrong, because we were in, at Lafayette High School and down in Bensonhurst. If I'm not mistaken, they shut down school that Monday or whatever the hell it was. And then the next day, the school was open, but it was still pretty bad out, like the after effects of the blizzard. And the only thing I can remember distinctly is like sitting in my chemistry class, and there might have been, usually there was like 40 people there. There might have been like 6 people in the classroom, you know. And it wasn't until later on that week, I think, that people started coming back. Like there were some people that were out of school for like 2 to 3 days because they refused to travel, and even in the aftermath of it. So
Even if I'm not mistaken, in '93, which was my first year of high school, there was a bad snowstorm, and I
yeah,
think
there
they
was a
canceled
nor'easter.
like
I
the
have it here.
first
Yes,
the
yes.
first 3 weeks of baseball season of high school baseball because the snow was so friggin' bad.
So that was March 12th through the 14th in
There you
1993.
go. Yep. Like I wouldn't want to say like maybe because remember high school baseball started was still cold out.
In March, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah. It was
And
ridiculous.
I didn't think we didn't play our first game wasn't either until the end of March or maybe like the beginning of April, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not
That
100%
sucks.
sure.
That
But I
sucks.
remember the field was covered in snow. There was
Oh
no way of,
God.
and back then they didn't take care of us. They didn't give a shit. They just
Right. Yeah,
let
yeah.
it melt. The
Yeah,
summer's coming.
exactly. That sucks, bro. Good Lord. The other thing that stood out to me, and this is going back to 1985.
No, Jesus Christ.
Yes, and when I say it, you're gonna know what it is. It was Hurricane Gloria, because that was the first. I remember it being as a kid. That was the first time I recognized um that there was a situation that could happen with like bad weather like that. That's why because I remember the name, distinctly remember the name, and I remember the time period because I just remember watching the news with my you know my dad was still alive back then, and them preparing for the hurricane, because I think if I'm not mistaken, my mother boarded up the windows because that's how bad it was supposed to be. The date for that, it's September 27th, 1985. You don't remember that at all, do you?
The only thing I remember that time was Hurricane Jackie.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
No, that's in reference to my mom.
Oh. Sir, come on. Holy shit, you're unbelievable.
Yeah, I was fucking 8 years old. I don't remember that shit at all.
I remember parts of it.
Yeah, I definitely don't remember. I definitely don't remember that. Definitely not. If I did, I'd tell you. But I don't have. I'm trying to think now. You're telling the story. I'm trying to think about it. I can't even. Not even one clip comes to my mind about that shit. Nah, I can't. Yeah, nothing.
What else you got?
We touched a little bit on this last week on our opening, but it's because it's funny. It's the year of the Y2K.
Dude, I was thinking about that. I was thinking
I had to
about that
talk about
too.
it. I said I can't
Yeah.
let this go because we
Yeah, I
talked
was
about it
thinking about
briefly because
that.
we were talking
Yeah.
about something else. But the way these people were acting, man, and building bunkers and buying dog food because they thought that's what they were supposed to eat when this shit was about to hit, and buying goldfish for whatever reason, I have no idea.
I don't remember that.
And seeing no, I'm talking about the Walmart I worked in. People bought fish. We were sold out of fish, like fish that you buy a fish tank.
That's
Bro,
fucking weird.
there was not one item on any shelf in that store. Not one. Everything, whatever we sold, jewelry, shovels, bins, dog food, pet food, bird food, seed, grass, salt. You know how Walmart is.
Yeah.
Whatever they got, you name it, it was gone. It
That's
was
so funny to me.
gone. And I'm just sitting there laughing. Everybody's looking at me like, yo, what's wrong with you? I'm like, you really think this is gonna happen? Oh, they're saying it. I was like, all right, they're saying it. Okay. That's what you want to go stand outside together and look up at the sky to see what's gonna happen.
Well, bro, remember they were saying, "Oh, airplanes are gonna fall out of the sky and shit."
I was
That's what they were saying.
I was working at Walmart at midnight or after midnight. I was still working, and I was like, "Come on, everybody, let's go outside." Looks like a normal night to me or a normal morning.
Oh God!
It goes to the point of you could just put anything out there. Somebody's gonna take it, and what's gonna start as a little pea is gonna turn into a mountain of shit, and people worrying about everything but the goddamn truth.